Today is a special day. Today is the day that 2 years ago, my second grandson was born. His name is Charleston, but I like to call him Shy or Chai, okay, for a life force because he is a force to be reckoned with, okay? He is a life force to be reckoned with. So he lives up to that name even at 2 years old and has the most beautiful smile. And so I want to say, Shy, happy birthday, my boy. All right, you keep growing, you keep learning, and you keep giving them all kind of everything. Okay, make sure that you keep the Thompson family going. Okay, they need to stay healthy. So, anywho, so today in honor of him, I want to talk about charity. Now, when we think about charity, we think charitable donations or charitable organizations and that type of thing, and that could be a part of charity, right? But I'm going to start with the definition first, and then I'll go into detail about what charity really is, okay? So, the definition for charity is generous actions. Keep that word in line, actions. Keep it in your mind, okay? It is donations. It is also a benevolent feeling. It's agape. It's a leniency in judging others, okay? It can also be a Christian virtue, highest form of love, love that God gives us and expects us to give to other people. It's also a love that we show through our heart and our deeds, okay? Heart and deeds. It's a reciprocity, if you will, of love. Now, what I come to understand as I was reading the scripture is that in the King James Version, not the New King James Version, but in the King James Version, there are love was written 87 times in the Bible. Charity was written 29 times in the Bible, in the King James Version. And so, even though, if you think about the Greek word agape, which it means love, right? I think that in the King James Version of the Bible, they tried to specify the difference between love and charity. Now, when I was reading those scriptures, what I learned is that the difference between love and charity is love in the context that they were using it in was more of a noun. It was more of speaking of love, okay? Whereas charity was more about doing love or love in action, okay? So charity is actually the love in action, which would make sense if you think about charitable donations or charity type organizations. These are places that we may offer some kind of donation, or we may offer our time or our expertise or whatever to these places because this is us showing love in action, okay? So now, when you think about the effects of love on the body, okay, whether it's agape, if you want to look at it that, or you want to look at it as the word love itself, or if you want to look at charity, all of those, it improves our immunity, okay? It helps us to grow and heal a lot faster, so and more completely, okay? It lowers our blood pressure, and it also reduces stress. So when we have love around us or we are loving someone, these are things that happen for us. It just kind of helps level us out, okay? Now, the effect on our mental health, I love this, is that the chemical release of dopamine and oxytocin, which helps elevate your mood. It also reduces stress. Love helps that balance out. So we get the feel goods from the natural chemicals in our body when we are loved. We're feeling loved and we are loving, right? Of course, it reduces stress. It increases our self-esteem, just knowing that someone loves us and knowing that we got somebody to love, okay? It reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety as well. It also reduces other health symptoms that we may have because, again, our body is working together because of the chemicals that are increasing in our bodies, right? Now, there are ways that we can show love in action, okay? But first, I want to go to the scripture. Now, the scripture, again, I'm in the King James Version. Okay. The scripture I'm doing is 1 Corinthians 13th chapter, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. The first, second, and third verse. Okay. It goes, though I speak with the tongues of men and angels and have not charity, I am becoming as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. Okay. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I have nothing. And though I bestow all goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Okay. In this, we're talking about three different ways, right? You have the gift of speaking into someone's life, but you don't use it. You have the gift of understanding knowledge and understanding skill and understanding the mysteries of the world, but you're not using it to help anyone. Okay. You got all the goods, you got all the money stored up, right? But you're not using it to help anyone who needs the help. That's where the charity is. That's where it's coming in this scripture. That though you may have all these gifts, you may have all this money, you may have all of the things that God poured into you to be able to use in this world, you're not using it. You're not doing love in action, okay? And so that's what the scripture is talking about, and that's the reason why they use charity there. Now, of course, if you go down a little further, when you're thinking about what you say when you are about to wed someone, they use charity instead of love there. But again, the New King James Version it says love, not charity. But it does use charity in that particular one, like, charity of all things is, the best. Same thing you would say in your wedding vows. But it uses charity instead of love. And I believe that the reason why it uses charity again instead of the word love all by itself is because it wants to point out in that particular scripture that your love for a person, when you're committing to them in front of God and all of their family and friends, you're not just committing with your mouth. You're not just committing, I'm going to love you, and making this promise. This promise is a noun and a verb. This promise is saying, yes, I will love you through all of this, but it's also committing to doing the love, okay? So that's what charity is. So the ways, okay, that you can show love, the ways that love can come up in action is being fully present. Now, a lot of times, especially in this day and age, a lot of us are, we got a lot on our plate. And so a lot of times we may be like doing 3 or 4 different things while we're with our partner. And what happens is we're not fully present in the moment with our partners. And say our partner is trying to tell us something, right? They had a bad day at work. They need your listening ear. It's really important to give your significant other that ear, okay? Let them know that you're attentive. Let them know that you hear them. Let them know that you are actively listening to them, not to respond, but to be of help, okay? That is the way that love can show up in action, okay? Another way is acts of kindness. So say you know that your significant other needs gas in the car, they need a car washed or something like that. Instead of complaining about the fact that, your significant other's driving around in a dirty car all the time, you go take it and wash it. That is love in action, okay? Or celebrating successes. A lot of times what I have learned is there are a lot of people out there that will be so upset when something goes bad for you, but when you have something to celebrate, when something's good going on in your life, they got no love for you. It's like they come up missing or something. And what I'm learning in this situation is that there are people out there that really, really enjoy knowing that your life is worse off than theirs, right? But when you have these successes, they're nowhere to be found. It's like, they don't want to be a part of that. Or they have some of the worst things to say about your success. Well, I mean, don't get too happy because this going to happen or that's going to happen. That is not love, okay? Yeah, we can say all day long the person is keeping it real. We can say all day long that the person means well. But if you mean well, why bring the negative energy to the person that somebody who don't like them, that don't want to see them happy would? You know what I'm saying? Again, love in action, charity, okay? Another way is that you offer like some kind of practical support. So again, like, a person is not feeling well and you go by and you make sure the house is clean or you make sure that they have dinner and stuff like that. Another way that you can do that is respecting their boundaries. So if if something has happened and they've said to you that they're having a hard time with this or that, you would respect what they have to say. You wouldn't cross those lines. You wouldn't say certain things to them that you know is going to be offensive or it's going to hurt them, okay? You're going to think about that, all right? And you'll make sacrifices for them. You wouldn't always, it wouldn't always have to be about you. You would make sure that the actions that you take would have them in mind. Okay. Now, I know that we say all day long that we love each other, but I want you all to think about how can you show someone that you love them. Now, I came in 2025 full of love. I had people I didn't know very well showing me love. I had my loved ones showing me love. Um, I had my kings showing me love. Even my grandsons. It was just a beautiful and my daughter in love, okay, showing me great love. And it just felt so good to bring 2025 in that way. And what I understood is everything I need in this life I already have. Oh yeah, it'd be nice to add maybe a husband to that, but I don't want no BS. You know what I'm saying? So if it's just gonna be me and my kings and their queens, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd rather have people in my life that love me, not just in words but in actions, than to have just somebody breathing on me and just wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? So I want you all to really think about the people that you love. How can you show them love? How can your actions display love? Not just your words, not just your tongue, not just your mouth, not just the way you touch them or what have you, but what ways can you show them love? Okay. And I will suggest that to think about these three things. I wrote these down just so to give you an idea of how you can start this if you haven't already. Go beyond words. Okay? Yes, it's great to say that you love someone, but go beyond the words of love and make those sacrifices. Do things that will say, "Oh, this person loved me." They will know without a shadow of a doubt. Okay? Personalize it. Just because flowers and candy work for your ex don't mean it's going to work for your now significant other, okay? So get to know that person in a way and understand what works for them. See what that person needs, and then you show your love in that way, okay? And last but not least, be intentional, okay? Intentionality is really important, okay? Now again, this person that you love knows you, so they're going to know that your intentions are clear, right? When you are showing your love. But I just really want to put that in your mind, okay? Personalize it, be intentional about it, you know what I'm saying? And really try to show love in action, okay? Now, today's song is going to be Love by Musiq Soulchild. Love, so many things I've got to tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. 'Cause there's a possibility that you look at me differently, love. Ever since the first moment I spoke your name, all I knew that I knew that by you being in my life, things were destined to change. 'Cause love, so many people use your name in vain. Love, those who have faith in you sometimes go astray. Love, through all the ups and downs, the joys and hurt. Love, for better or worse, I still will choose you first. Oh, choose love. Speak it, mean it, do it. All right? And happy birthday, Shy. Love y'all. Blessings.